Hey guys, welcome back. Between episodes, I actually managed to do a little bit of work. Nothing huge, I just connected our new park with a path, so it's more part of the actual project, and I also did a little bit of terraforming of the other side of the river because I realised the river got super narrow and it looked a bit strange, so I think it should be in a slightly better state now, which is brilliant. And it perfectly sets the tone for today's episode because, as I mentioned last time, today I want to tackle this big hill which is going to have our slime farm on top of it, and I can't keep leaving it as this giant floating platform, so we're going to fix that up. However, before we build the actual hill, I want to build both the courtyard and the stairs up to the entrance of the farm because I really don't want to build the hill and then have to take some of it down to be able to actually fit everything in. So, first things first, let's build ourselves some stairs and a lovely little courtyard. Okay, that is going to be so helpful when building this hill. Just knowing where the courtyard needs to start and where the staircase is going to give us at least some parameters for size and placement, which is just fantastic. And as for the build itself, I'm sure you'll notice that this courtyard and the staircase is pretty similar to what we have over at our witch temple with the layout and all the little slime statues. And it's not just me being lazy, it's by design. I did strongly consider completely changing up the design over here, but when I was thinking about it, I realised that I really wanted to keep a kind of symmetry with the island, but change up certain things like the block palette. I won't talk too much about the overall design of this farm because I'm sure we'll talk about that when we build the actual temple over here, but clearly we're going with a much lighter block palette over here, which I think works for two reasons. The first is because it's a slime farm, and so being able to use all the different mossy blocks is brilliant for the greener vibe that I want to go for, and also because I think I previously mentioned this side of the island is much older than the witch side, so using stone, which has been around forever, just makes more sense to me. And the other thing I want to mention is the clear signs of damage and decay, particularly on all of the statues. And I think I talked a while back about wanting to show signs of the building starting to crumble and become ruins, and I decided it made more sense to concentrate that in this older side of the island, both because it's older and also because stone is a much less durable material, so it's more likely to have been weathered over time. But I just love this slightly ruined vibe. It just looks so cool, and I can't wait to do more with it. But now we've got some idea of what we're working with, let's get building this hill. Well, that is certainly looking a lot better than it was before. I mean, I know it's not the most exciting terraforming job in the world, I didn't do anything fancy, but honestly, this is exactly what I needed here. Just a blank canvas that we can build on as we start actually working in this area. But very quickly, before we start talking about the hill, I want to talk about this offshoot staircase because I know it's a very minor detail, but I love the way it turned out. I realised after I built the original stairs that I actually needed a way to get over to the other side of the hill where we're planning on building things, and I just sort of winged this, and I really, really like it. I think when we actually get around to building the temple here, I'll probably put some decorations around the stairs so they aren't quite so stark, but honestly, this bit turned out much better than I expected. But anyway, back to the hill. I'm sure we'll end up changing the shape of it in at least a few places, probably over here where we're going to do more actual building, and I haven't even touched the top of the hill around here where we're definitely going to end up at least with some more height, if not more actual space. And as always, there is plenty of work still to do all around, but just having this basic shape in makes me feel much more comfortable with actually building over here because I have at least a bit of an idea of what shape I want this to take. And having built this has already got me asking a bunch of questions which I'm very excited to explore, like what's actually going to go between these two hills? And would a pond look good in that little dip over on the hill there? There is a lot of space on this island to play around with, and I am very much looking forward to just trying things out and seeing if we can make this whole island feel detailed and cohesive in a little bit of a contrast to the way the end project was designed to feel more eclectic with different influences from different cultures all mingling. This project is very much a singular culture, although a culture through a period of time, so there are changes and differences, but there is a bit more of a specific vibe going on. But I think I rambled enough about lore and stuff last episode, so I'll cut myself off there before I end up needing to cut down a 10-minute rant about my plans for this place and all the ideas behind it. Instead, I think I'm going to leave this episode here, and we made some fantastic progress, and I am very excited to start building our slime temple. However, I'm not sure that's going to be what we get up to next episode because it's looking like I might be able to update to 1.21, and if we can, next time we are going to be doing a lot of exploring. But we'll just have to see how it goes, and if we don't update, I'm sure we'll be straight into tackling this temple. So until then, thank you guys for watching, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!